Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we are back with another Boston Celtics video. Today, we're talking about Peyton Pritchard because he had quite the interesting quote on the state of the Celtics heading into next year. Obviously, Jason Tatum out for likely all of next season with an Achilles injury. Celtics have traded Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Luke Cornett left in free agency, and Al Horford is expected to go behind him. But Peyton Pritchard still believes and wants the Celtics to be competitive. I say it all the time: players don't tank, organizations tank, and I don't think either the players or the organization is attempting to tank this year. So we can take a listen to what Pritchard had to say on the subject here. Let me scroll to the point where he began the quote, and we'll take a listen at what Pritchard had to say
about like how competitive this team.
No, we're definitely trying to be a playoff team. We're trying to win the championship. It's not even about playoffs. We have one standard in Boston, and it's to win the championship. So everybody in that locker room will have the goal of competing for a championship, and we will do everything in our power necessary to go for that. So that's what they should know.
No surprise on that. Thank you so much,
Pritchard. No intent on tanking. Listen, I mean, the obvious question is, can they win a championship? And the answer is probably no. However, no one on the team's going to tell you that. Joe Mazzulla is not going to sit there and say, yeah, we're not going to win a championship this year. No one's going to pull a Jakob Poeltl last year where they said, yeah, we're probably not a playoff team. That's just not how the Celtics work, right? Like, I don't think Jaylen Brown's going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, I'm probably not good enough to lead this team to the playoffs. If you think Jaylen Brown is going to get to the podium and say, I'm not good enough, I don't think you've been watching Jaylen Brown for the past 10 years. So I'm very excited. I've said I'm high on this team since the moves were speculated, and I mean we'll have to see.
Joe Mazzulla's gonna get so mad. Someone's gonna ask him something about that this year, and he's gonna get so pissed at the press conference when he's asked about the expectations surrounding this team. Peyton Pritchard is maybe the last person behind, or like second to last. Mazzulla would probably be number one. That like I would be like, oh, well, that guy certainly will have no expectations. Like, no. Peyton Pritchard is, like, notably psychopathically competitive. Like, the video was going around Twitter this weekend of him, like, doing dribbling drills in his garage when he was growing up, and it's, like, the craziest, hardworking, like, no-nonsense stuff you've ever seen where he's dribbling so quickly, it looks like he's rolling the ball. That's how intense the workout is. For him to be where we talked about this, and ironically, like in the Forsberg interview we played, like he also talks about Kyrie saying, like, joking that he wanted to like hit him after he made like the half-court shot. And when we reacted to that, we were talking about Pritchard, and it was like Pritchard probably towards the bottom of guys you would mess with in the NBA, because anybody who is of his stature, of his size, and like he's quick and like athletic in that way, but he's not like dunking over 5 dudes, like jump out the gym athletic. Guys that are having to work their way into the NBA by dribbling in the garage for hours upon end have a different kind of toughness, a different kind of grit about them that, like, yeah, this is a very on-brand Peyton Pritchard answer. And it plays into, how Jack has been talking about this team all summer. They are not going to just roll over, even though Tatum's not on the team anymore. Or he's on the team, but he's not playing this year, probably. Al Horford's gone. Luke Cornett's gone. Kristaps, Drew, they're gone. The outlook of the Celtics is probably not going to change internally. It's just really the expectations from the fans will change, and it'll probably make it really enjoyable for everybody involved. Like, that'll be the result of this season. Is like everyone will be like, whoa, like, didn't expect that. And maybe they won't be very good. But I think the team is going in expecting to be in the mix, and that's probably good for the product.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we talk about it all the time, and you kind of alluded to it there. The most fun I think a lot of Celtics fans had watching Celtics basketball was when it was those Isaiah Thomas teams, because no one expected them to be there, right? We've said it a lot for these last few years, and I don't think either of us or anybody in the fan base would trade the stress of high expectations for what ended in a championship, right? Like that's something that lives forever, and the 24 championship is something that everyone will love and appreciate forever. But I mean, the harsh reality is like expectations ruin fun a lot of the time, right? Like every loss is the end of the world, and every win is just, oh, you were supposed to win, who cares? Like it doesn't matter. And so the regular season just turns into this hate fest of slop and bullshit of everyone complaining after every loss and not giving a shit after every win, right? Like the only win people cared about last year was the Lakers win, and that's because there was more to it. There was like everything else is just kind of like whatever. Even after the Raptors double overtime win, people are like, it was against the Raptors. You really put yourself in the position against the Raptors. It's like, you're not going to have that this year, right? There's no Jason Tatum. There's no Drew Holiday. There's no Kristaps. Everyone's expecting this team. People have this team projected to be out of the play-in, right? Some people don't think this team's even going to be a top 10 team in the Eastern Conference. That's crazy to me. But you still have 3 players who were top 8 guys on a championship team 2 years ago. And yeah, you're missing a lot of the guys, or all of the guys outside of that. But the guys you do have are an all-NBA player, a fringe all-star, and a guy who just won 6th man of the year, who looks like he's primed to average more. I don't know how you look at this team and don't think that there's a chance that they can make the playoffs, right? And I'm not saying it's definite. Stuff could crash and burn at their feet. I'm not 100% sure. It's impossible to be sure. We've never seen Jaylen Brown in this situation. We've never seen Peyton Pritchard in this situation. We've never seen Derek White in this situation. But if I'm going with like my prediction, what I personally think will happen, I think they'll be a top 6 team in the Eastern Conference. I've said that the whole time. I'm going to keep saying it, right? Like Cavs, Magic, Knicks, Sixers, Pistons, Celtics. Maybe some other teams sneak in there. I'm probably forgetting somebody off the dome. The Hawks are up there. They'll probably sneak in. Maybe Philly falls out. Maybe the Hawks get in. Maybe the Raptors are sneaky. But like those 7 teams, the teams I mentioned and the Hawks, who were the one I did forget off the dome, I think are the clear-cut top 7 teams in the Eastern Conference. And you don't really know about Philly. Is Embiid or George going to be healthy to start the season, right? Who knows if the Pistons are going to be able to build on this, or sometimes you see teams take a step back after a big year. Like they lost Malik Beasley. We don't really know. Are the Cavs going to be a 64-win team again? Are the Knicks going to be, as good as they were? The Bucks and the Pacers, I think, fall off a little bit. The Magic, they're going to have to worry about putting the pieces together. Are they going to stay healthy? Like there's just a lot that can happen, right? And all of that could happen to the Celtics too. But obviously, the players want to win. They're going to be doing everything they can on the court to win every single game. Obviously, Joe Mazzulla wants to win. Everything Brad Stevens told us at every single press conference has been, we want to win championships. Nothing has changed about that. It sucks the position we're in, but we're not going to change our philosophy. I don't think tanking is an option this year. I truly don't. And I'm excited to watch what they can put on the court.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the expectations being removed also makes like the games more enjoyable. You bring up the Raptors double overtime win is such a great point because you're right. Like I remember watching that game, I was like, man, I just had to sit there for an extra 30 minutes watching this game. Like it's a nothing game. Ironically, like we are talking about it a little under a year later, but like you're like nobody's gonna remember this in a year, and like that kind of thing goes along with the game. But like this year, if the Celtics beat somebody in double overtime, it's going to be fun. Like, people are going to be excited. They're not have gone into the game having expected to win it. They're like, whoa, this is an awesome game, and my team won. The buzz probably around the arena will be, if the team plays well, it will be as, like, excited as it's been. Oh, man, like, just thinking about, like, other teams, like, when the Knicks come to town, like, if they beat the Knicks, like, people will be so excited. People will be so excited if they beat Cleveland. Like, beating the other good teams now is, like, less of a test and more of a, wow, this would be fun if they did. Like, it would make everybody feel good. But if you lose, like, you're playing with house money, essentially. And that's what opens the door for, like, a lot of fun. Like, Isaiah Thomas is such an interesting figure in all of this because, like, that team in 2017 had no business being as good as it was. And there are games that I still remember to this day that were like regular season games. Like, remember they beat the Cavs and like he hits this big like pull up 3 to ice it. It's like, whoa, like, man, that was a big win. Like they proved themselves. Nobody expected them to be this good. There is some of that within the Celtics team. And like, it says a lot about Jaylen. I wrote about Derek White yesterday, like having a little bit of a runway to maybe have an all-star season this year too, just because he's going to have more responsibility and Halliburton's hurt, Tatum's hurt, Dame's not in the East anymore. Just guys that would have taken up all-star spots not being there may let him do so. Man, I'm starting to get excited about this season. It's only August. I'm almost as bad as the football people.
Don't start. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Celtics can do next season. I think they have a real shot to do something that people don't expect. Let us know what you guys think of Peyton Pritchard's quote, everything going on. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment. Let us know how you're feeling going into the season. Granted, there's still 2 months left. Still maybe dominoes that have to fall before this team's fate is set in stone. But, the general feeling. Subscribe to the channel. We are here every single day. Off season, regular season, playoffs, preseason. Doesn't matter. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps up the morning after each game. Other videos like these are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the 2 of us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and game recaps are up there. So if you're more of an audio person only, go ahead, follow. Those will go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Send us what you're feeling about the team's projected path this year. You can send in any recommendations you'd have, any rat lists you'd have, whatever it is walking across your mind here in August and September. We want to hear from you. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's Jack's1NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.